So about 2 months ago at this point, my parents invited me to come with them on a holiday to a wonderful island called Lanzarote. If you're not familiar with it, it's close to Spain and about west of Africa as well. It's quite a cool little island. There's a bunch of volcanoes and just a bunch of mountains, and it's all around a pretty relaxed little place. There are some things which I didn't really agree on, and that's mainly the traffic laws, because it happened that there was a roundabout in the middle of a highway, as well as the fact that basically everybody had to drive 40 kilometers an hour, which is a European term for speed for the Americans watching the video. But aside from that, it was a good time. I enjoyed driving there. I had a good time. I relaxed and all the good stuff. But there were some things which were a little less unfortunate, as you might suggest by the video title. Now, on day one, we were just rolling around, just kind of exploring the boulevard and all that stuff at the place we were staying. And at some point, I decided it was a really good idea to just, laugh a little at my dad, which immediately was punished by a fly flying into my throat and basically making myself be heard by the entire neighborhood because I was just trying to cuff this thing out of my throat. Unfortunately, it seemed that I had dinner a little bit early than I anticipated, and I was stuck with a thing, and I'm not quite sure where he is now, but hopefully it has left my body at this point in time. Sorry for the graphic detail. So after I had my pre-course to my dinner that night, and the next day we just went about our day, explored the island. It's quite a pretty island, I must say, and especially some of the places you can go to in terms of some caves, and also some of the volcano that is still active apparently is quite a cool thing to be seen. There was this one thing where they were literally cooking like chicken or whatever on the active volcano itself. They were still coming so much heat after that active volcano that they were literally able to just simply cook chicken on it, which was quite a cool thing to see. But then on day 3, it was time for me to do something which I initially thought was going to be completely fine, but ended up not being the case. So there are these things scattered around the island, which are these scooters like this one, which are basically e-scooters. The way it works is actually pretty nice, and I was quite surprised how well it worked. You download an app, you scan the code, you link your PayPal account, you tell them how much you want to charge your account with so you can ride around on the scooter, and basically it just keeps track of where you are and how long you've been on the e-scooter, and then at some point in time your amount of money runs out and you have to reset again, and basically just keep going like that. I was just simply enjoying this e-scooter, riding across the boulevard, enjoying it, and just thinking to myself, this thing is going 24 kilometers an hour, which once again, Americans, is a thing we use in Europe to define how much fast we're going. I thought there's way more juice in this. This thing can go way faster, so I basically was trying everything, like bending forward, trying to go fast to make sure the wind wasn't catching me, like going downhill, but for some reason it didn't really go faster than 24 kilometers an hour. But despite that, it was still a very good time to just basically, go through the boulevard and just kind of explore the island, or at least the town we were staying at as well. Unfortunately, at some point, I decided it was a good idea to just basically go on the main road, because at that point, I didn't really have any paths to go with, but there was a car behind me as well, and being the good man I am and having a driver's license myself, I know how annoying it can be to drive behind someone who's going half the amount of speed. And because of that, I thought it was a really good idea to try and get out of the way of the car that was behind me. Little did I know, he didn't actually need to go the same way as I did, but before I knew that, I hit a little uneven bit of pavement and I was basically almost kissing the ground. Luckily, I caught the fall with my arms and my legs, and I didn't hit my head on the pavement, because if I did, well, bad stuff would have happened, because even though I caught my fall with my arms and with my legs, I basically nearly fainted, and luckily as well, there was a lovely English couple. For those people out there that are from America, those are people that are from the United Kingdom, and they immediately came running to me asking if I was okay and stuff like that, but they quickly saw that my color of my face was turning very, very pale, and there was also a restaurant owner near who was running back to his restaurant to get me a bottle of water. After a few minutes I had said bottle of water, I poured it over my face and I started to feel normal again, but I have to admit, I was a little bit scared that I was going to black out and faint away from that wonderful island for a moment. It's definitely in my top 2 most scary experiences I had, because that is something that I never wish to ever experience again, because it is really scary that you literally just see everything just kind of fade away. You become dizzy and you've become like, a bit sick and all that. Not something I can recommend. So if you have an e-scooter, be careful, kids, or else bad things are going to happen. Now, the following days, luckily, my mother, as loving, as caring as she is, she took care of me. We treated all the wounds and all the good stuff, but it got quite bad. I had to deal with some bandages and some stickers and all that stuff on my hands for a good couple of days, and right now at the time of recording all the wounds have basically healed and I'm on the right way of recovery. But it was quite the experience, and I can only finish this video with a very big warning. If you're going to rent one of those e-scooters, wear protection. It literally, all the wounds that I have are all on positions that could have been prevented by wearing protection. So if you ever rent one of those things, yes, you're going to look like a complete and utter twat, but it's much, much safer, and you will probably save yourself from doing yourself some very serious damage. But that was it for this story. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.